Well, hey, Worship Center family, this is Justin and Lisa here. We are doing our kind of weekly update, and the thing that we want to talk about a little bit today is looking forward to this weekend. And this weekend, we're opening the service to in person for the very first time since March. I think it was the third week of March. So, Lisa, I have a couple of questions for you. I've got a little list here. What are people need to expect when it comes to this weekend?
Well, we've gone through a lot of planning, as you know, getting ready for people to come in here. So it's kind of going to be a constant movement thing from the parking lot into our auditorium. So we have a term that we're using, safe, spacious, and sanitized. So we've done our best to make sure that everything is going to be just that. So from the moment you come into the parking lot, you're going to be greeted. You're going to be kind of told where to go next. You're going to come into the auditorium, and you're going to be, as a host, is going to actually seat you. So it's going to be from parking lot to auditorium, constant movement. So it's a good thing.
Okay. Is there, now we're doing this through a reservation system. And so through our website or calling the church office. As far as that goes, is there room in the services?
Reserve your seat. Yes, there is room. We've got room in all three services. So if you haven't done that, please do us a favor and go ahead and go to the website, or also you can call the office. We have Sherry answering the phones this week, and she can make sure and get you guys a seat reserved. So that way we know you're coming, because we do have a maximum occupancy that we can have, and it's only 200. But that's without everybody that's going to be volunteers and our staff and our wonderful worship band. So we're actually at 155 is what we can have for each service. So please call and reserve your seat.
Okay, cool. So the question is then, if someone's not ready to come to church, if I may talk about that.
Absolutely.
We would say watch service from home. It's perfectly fine. We're having our online services as normal. They will be live, and so our normal service times, and you can watch them at your convenience, especially if those with underlying health conditions, small children, that doesn't want to sit with your children in service and not ready to come back to church in physical form yet, then we'd say online service is a great option for you.
One of the things we've done, though, is we've mentioned masks, face coverings, and we made the suggestion to wear a face covering. So do you want to talk more about that?
Yes. So, of course, this interesting thing, face mask, there's a lot to be said about that, and it has become kind of a hot button political thing. But oddly enough, before the governor came out and was requesting people to wear face masks in public, they were actually saying, I was talking with medical professionals, and I was talking about our plan to reopen, and medical professionals from this church were telling me and suggesting to me, and was strongly suggesting that we should have face masks. So the decision to do face masks was before it became a political thing and became a mandatory thing. We were going to do it no matter what, and we were going to highly suggest it because of what the medical professionals were saying as regard to make this as safe, spacious, and sanitized as possible.
And one of the things, too, we should let everybody know, if our volunteers that are going to be helping them out, they will be wearing face coverings. So that's something that we want to do to look out for our neighbor, I think is something that we've kind of said about it. So, we'll have those available for all of our volunteers. So if you're volunteering, know that we've got one available for you if you don't have your own. So another question for you.
Okay.
Family. Kids programs.
Kids programs. Why are we not having kids programs? Yep. The decisions that drives all these, what drives this is basically to be safe and wise, right? And in order to do this, we wanted to first do our first couple of services to get our systems down before we start looking into opening up kids programs. I know this really is, I know some families are really wanting to come to church, and they're like, well, I don't really want to sit with my 3-year-old, and we totally understand that. We totally get that.
Absolutely.
But we don't feel like we have our systems or protocols in place to create a safe environment for the kids just as yet. We're still looking at that and working towards that, and we got some fun things planned in June for those kids specifically, so keep your eyes open for that.
But man, we miss your kids. We miss you guys, we miss your kids. So I have one more question for you. Are you ready to speak in front of people?
Yes, I am ready, but oddly enough, John is preaching.
Oh, that's right. It is John this time.
John's preaching this first weekend.
That's
and
right.
That lucky dog gets to
have a full audience.
Right.
Well, not quite full, but he's got faces in front
Right.
of him. So yeah.
But just to understand why we're doing all this is because we want to be cautious. Now, I
Absolutely.
think as a church, people are like, well, don't you have faith? And I would say to that, being cautious is not faith, and being cautious is not.
Yeah.
This idea is caution. Being cautious isn't a lack of faith, but rather it's a posture of wisdom. And that's kind of what I wrote there, that we want to do what's safe, spacious, and sanitized during this time. And because there's so much unknown, we thought the best thing to do is do things in stages, right? Open the service up with the limited capacity, then start to open up some different programmings for everybody. And so we're doing things in stages, and we're just being as cautious as, we're using caution. And it's not because of a lack of faith, but because we want to have a posture of wisdom.
Absolutely. And I think too, whatever we can do to make people feel comfortable coming back.
Right.
We're so excited to do this, but we want you to feel comfortable coming back, and like we've done everything that we can to make sure that you're okay. So that's kind of what's been in my heart, my mind in the last couple of days.
Well, I'm all excited. We'll see you
I am
then
too.
this weekend.
Bye guys.